only in and through Jesus that we are completely fulfilled. When we are gathered and when we take time to pray, do we really seek out the opportunity to be in the presence of Jesus? Or are we participating in prayer on our part, talking the prayer, speaking the prayer, but are we really aware that the most valuable component of our life as Christians, the thing we are most called to, is to simply be in the presence of Jesus? Now, this is a theme I have talked about time and time again, but that whole John 3:16 thing this week really sort of hit me, that, God didn't send anything less than his own son. And even when Jesus was walking on the face of the earth, when Jesus was in the room, when Jesus was present, when other people came in relationship and in contact and within voice reach of Jesus, their lives were changed and transformed. It wasn't when they prayed, it's when they were in direct relationship with Jesus that there was transformation. It's not when they were doing the ritual or fulfilling something that they believed they needed to do in order to put themselves in that place. It's when they specifically put themselves in the relationship and in the proximity of Jesus himself that things changed. The gospel story of the raising of Lazarus is really very profound, because I think it sort of tells us exactly how all this comes to bear. Lazarus dies without Jesus being present, but when Jesus becomes present, Lazarus has life. It's when Jesus walks into the space. It's when Jesus arrives. It's when everyone else recognizes that Jesus is there, that healing comes about. I'm wondering sometimes when we look in our own life for healing, for success, when we look for financial security, when we look for, a career, when we even ask ourselves, why aren't things moving faster than they need to, that I want them to be? Why aren't they moving quicker? Why aren't they becoming everything I want them to be? Is it because these are things that we want? Are we more interested in the healing than we are the healer? Are we more interested in being successful instead of being in the presence of the one who grants and is success? Are we more interested in security, than we are in the one who provides the security? And I think it's a nuance, but I think it's really fundamental and important to ask ourselves. And we were having this conversation, Don and I, this week about prayer and our prayer. And what is it that we pray for? And what is it that we ask for? And how do we go about asking? What are the ways that you ask? And are we asking for the right things or not? And I think the answer to those questions really is, it's not about the prayer. It's about being in the presence of the one who is the source of the prayer and the provider of all things in and through Jesus Christ. See, this is all the Gospels really indicate from the very beginning, the very essence, the piece we skip over because we start looking for, the teachings and all that Jesus meant to say and what his actions meant. And all of that is very valuable and important. But the very primary first starting point of the entire relationship between the apostles and Jesus was being in the presence of Jesus. When they come up to him and they say to him, Master, where are you staying? What does Jesus say? Come and see. He's inviting them to be in direct relationship with himself, and only when they are in relationship and with Jesus are they able to see the healer at action, the provider at action, and it is only in and through Jesus that these things take place. And I'm wondering sometimes if you and I get lost in the process, the ritual of it all, thinking that somehow we have some sort of control over any of this. when the reality is it has to be all about Jesus and what and who Jesus is in our life. If our focus point is on anything less than Jesus himself, then that is truly, the danger. With all of the things that we want and need, Jesus is the answer to all of that. And yet we look for the thing that is simply a reaction or a byproduct of Jesus' presence, not Jesus himself. And I think as Christians, this is a really good message for us to simplify the process, to forget about all the ancillary things that we have been taught, all the things that we think we can achieve and should achieve, as Christians, and rather instead take a look at what is the source of all of these things. Hi, just wanted to thank you so much for watching the video. We hope that what you're coming away with is inspirational and a guide for your life. We're really glad you could be part of our community. Please be sure to like and subscribe to this channel so that you can be continually updated with our new music videos, our new sermons, our new services that are published, so that you could stay connected with us. Thanks so much again. God bless you.